telling myself, and what do I need to own my shit on? Um, Being responsible. Those are all things questions that I'm in the inquiry of, and it's going to be the topic of this podcast. Um, so, my name is Neil. Welcome to the Experience Podcast. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, comment below in the comment section. Let us know what you think of this channel and the content. Also, make sure you check out the events that are coming up. And with that, we're going to be talking about what lies I'm telling myself and how I can bring them to life. Because really, lies are always in the cave. They're the things that we don't want to speak about that we're hiding in the caves. And so how we transmute that is by bringing those lies out of the cave and into the light. And poof, they're gone, and we experience peace, love, and joy on a degree that was not present prior to that, prior to us bringing it to the light. And so that was a long introduction. So yeah, I'm really grateful to be here with Neil and having this conversation about this exact thing. So
yeah, here I am. Here we are in Costa Rica. It's raining right now. I don't know. You might be able to hear it, but I can definitely hear it, and it's. This thing with what lies are we telling ourselves. I had an interaction last evening which led me to this place of recognizing that there was something that I was communicating to myself internally, which was living a pointless life, living a life without a point. And there's some ways to look at this, but basically we're, as humanity, on a journey going from dependent to codependent to independent to interdependent. And because of that, we're on this journey, and as we get to, as we go from being codependent to independent, we start being responsible for what we're telling ourselves. And once we're independent, we've moved out from being all scared and fearful and being in a fight or flight response, because that's when you're still dependent, because you're dependent because you still need someone or something. And then once you're, or that would be codependent, and then you get dependent and independent, and independent is where you're all right, I'm going to actually drive now, I'm actually going to have a goal, I'm going to be focused on a goal, and that's when you're having this success, you have the business, you're bringing in the resources and the finances, and you have the car, and you have the friendships, and you have the books you're reading, and you have all these goals, these aspirations. That's this level 2, goal-focused consciousness. And then after that comes this aspect of awareness where you kind of go from having all these goals to because when you're in level 2, you need all those goals for your well-being. Once I get this thing, then I feel better inside internally. That's the level 2 consciousness. And then going from that to going to level 3, you go from seeing yourself as not enough to seeing yourself as whole and complete. And you're whoa, wow, I'm actually whole and complete. And because of that, I no longer need to do the goal. I no longer need the car. I no longer need the finances. I no longer need the wealth, because I'm now wealthy spiritually, internally. I'm actually filled up from the inside out. And so that's like this level 3, where it is the pointless. There's an element of, once you reach whole and complete, and then you're in the material again, the material 3D illusion reality, there's an element of pointlessness to the 3D illusion reality. It's like, well, why even fucking be here? I'm already whole and complete, so why? It's pretty pointless to be in the 3D reality, huh? And so that's like this level 3 level of consciousness that I really distinguished last night from Neil having that way of being internally. And it's the fruits of that is like lack of motivation, it's like there is the fruit of peace. There's a lot of peace, but there's not that much motivation. And so then from this, see, the truth is, life is pointless. And my point is life also has a point. So it's not an or world, it's an and world. See, life is both pointless and it has a point. And I think we go through it having this pointless experience to see a point, to have a focus, to have a, like, hey, I'm actually here for something, and what I'm here for is possibly it is something beyond what I could think, and it's something beyond just for this body. It's actually for like a greater purpose. So when we tell ourselves lies, they're usually egoic, and they're usually tied to our identity. So when we have an identity, we tell ourselves lies to maintain the illusion of that identity. See, that identity that we decide to take on, it actually, it literally, it's not about the identity. The identity is held up by the lies we're telling ourselves about the identity. It's like you have the identity of being
small.
Being all right. Well, so that's not an identity. That would be more of
like a way of being.
Like a way of being. So an identity would be an identity of like a
child of God.
Well, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction right now. So like let's say it would be the identity of a weak man. And then if a person were to identify the identity of a weak man, even if they were like completely whole and complete and fully put together, but inside their internal identity is the identity of a weak man, they'll have the experience of feeling small, probably feeling like a victim, probably being played by other people, and it's all stemming from this internal identity. And so, which we tell ourselves lies to uphold that identity. The truth is, that guy that's telling himself that he's a weak man is whole and complete.
And so literally it's a shift in perception.
And the perception is the lies that we tell us.
Yes.
The perception is literally the lies.
Yes.
Like that, it's not all of them, but it's a facet of them. And then another lie would be an expectation.
So if I'm living in anything other than peace, love, and joy, very likely I'm living in a lie of some sort.
Potentially, and even what you just spoke to is a perception of, so maybe I'm in the experience of being angry, and yes, there's probably a lie that I could be telling myself that would create the anger, but I can also be in peace experiencing anger.
Okay.
Noticing that I'm not the anger, noticing that that anger is moving through this body, but being okay with it.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, these lies are upholding our identity, and so that's actually really fucking key, because as we change, as we tell ourselves the truth, we either unwillingly or willingly embody a new identity. And
And it's either in the direction of truth or in the direction of separation from your real self,
yeah,
from the way of being of a child of God.
yes. And I'm a coach, and I assist people in their 20s and 30s that are waking up. Exit the matrix, which is the perceptions. It is the belief systems, the programs, the expectations, the my truths, the opinions. I assist people exiting that matrix of the mind and being with their soul family. And it happens on a spiritual level, and then that translates physically. So if you're interested, reach out, and my email's in the description, my Snapchat's in the description, and message me directly the words natural balance, and then we'll have a conversation. And I do one-on-one sessions, and I also do group settings. Do you feel inspired to continue, or are you feeling complete with where we're at?
I feel complete.
Amazing.
Yeah. I am in the inquiry of what lies I'm telling myself, and what's keeping me small, and what's keeping me from being if there's anything in the way of me my way of being not being of a godly fashion, or of a child of God, like I'm in the inquiry of what lies I'm telling myself. And if you're watching this video, I encourage you to join me in this inquiry as well, of what lies am I telling myself that are anything other than peace, love, and joy. And like Neil said, reach out to him. Make sure you connect with us in other master classes that are in the description. May 25th, we have the Off-Grid Dream Life coming up, where you can actually buy a piece of land, or you can own it, on Grace 2, where we are planting over 1,000 fruit trees in July, and you can actually be a part of that as well. You can sponsor a tree. We're going to put that link in the description as well. And
you can come assist planting.
Yes. So I feel very complete.
Alright, I love you. Peace.